It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso in S3, and welcome back to another installment of the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ding, ding, ding! Thank you. Now, we're joined by one of our favorite chefs. I have to say one of our favorite chefs, okay? Just one of, because other chefs get jealous. Chef Clem is here, as always. And this week, we are inspired by Italian Week. Sorry, my hands do that naturally when I think about it. And it's a very special week. So we have an Italian expert over here, somebody whose name will tell you all about their expertise, a food entrepreneur, and someone who I've been missing on this show, Gabriella San Giorgio. Welcome.
Thanks for that beautiful intro.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
There we go. You see, that's Italian. It's going to work nice. If you have any culinary questions, please send it our way. You know the number. If you don't, 063-408-8863. We'd love to hear if you have any questions around Italian food. Now, Gabriella, you know all too well, Italian food is all about, I feel like it's volume.
Absolutely.
It's all about just, because, you know, you have like, you know, antipasti and your antisapasti and this everything. And the next thing you know, you get to main course at the end of the night and then desserts the next morning.
Yes.
It feels that way. But what are some of your favorite Italian experiences or dishes that you want to share with us today?
And absolutely, you just said it's all about the whole day of eating. There's not like, okay, we sit down at 6 o'clock and it's a meal time. Like, while you're cooking, you're eating. And that's what I love about having Clem and Megs around to my house. The whole day is just about eating. We pick on this, we pick on that, we then have that. Okay, that's a bit of a main. We'll dish a plate for that one, you know? The rest is just like bits of this, bits of that, and that's the beauty of Italian food.
I am excited. I really am. So you're going to take us through a little process of something that is quite a quintessential Italian thing, because there's nothing better than making your own ricotta. So, you know, naturally, it's kind of like a showstopper when you're in the process of it, when the guests come over, because there's that wow factor. But I'd love for us to share that with somebody who would also like to impress some guests.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So we are, Chef Clem, you're standing by. I know that you know how to make ricotta as well, eh?
I just love making it fresh, and I think it's also quite a spectacle when you like have this big ball of what people don't know what's inside this cloth, and you put it on the table, and you open it, and then there's fresh ricotta. I think that's amazing. Yeah. A showstopper, like you said.
That's it, and that's what I like about it, is that when you make it in front of guests, they're like, "Hey, what you doing there?" It's like, just wait, just wait. Next thing they're spreading this stuff, and it's like, "Oh, it's Nico, where did you buy this?" I made it. So
I made it. And for me, Italian food's also about keeping things simple.
Absolutely.
And focusing on the best ingredients that you can find.
All right.
And just using that to create, like, beautiful culinary magic. And this is one of it. Because essentially all it is it's milk. And we're going to split the milk, which is so simple. You can use lemon juice if you want. You can use vinegar.
Yes.
For this recipe, for today, I'm going to use vinegar, but lemon juice just works perfectly. And you get a little bit of that lemon flavor in the background. Gabby's got a beautiful lemon tree in her garden, so we have lemons in abundance. So at home, Gabby was just like, lemon juice. And then as soon as you add that acid, today it's going to be vinegar.
And that's the thing, so acid and dairy, it's always going to curdle it. You know, the thing that many people have made this mistake when making tea sometimes. When you pop too much lemon in and too much milk, next thing you know, you're like, what's going on?
Who are these people that you know that do lemon and milk and tea?
I know.
One go.
Why would they do that?
Public service announcement.
Yes.
If you are that person that puts lemon and milk in your tea, please WhatsApp us, send us a voice note, let us know why. We have help on the side, people who can assist you.
They're making ricotti. It's a new thing. It's a different thing, okay? Okay. Let's do this curdling thing.
Most importantly, you don't want to boil your milk. You just want to heat it up slightly. Yeah. So I can say when your finger just starts feeling a bit uncomfortable in the temperature, that's where you need to be. Don't let it boil. So, and if it does have a little bit of a skin over the top, it's perfectly fine. So you don't want to also use skim milk or low-fat milk. You're going to rely on the fat in the milk. That's what's going to be your cheese. So I always add a little bit of salt, even if I know I'm going to do something sweet with the ricotta cheese. A little bit of salt just makes a difference. And we're going to start mixing it through. And it's not going to take long. It's going to start splitting, and it's ready. It's happening.
I can see it.
It's ready.
It's happening. So, Gabby, I've got in front of you. What happened to your cheesecloth? Oh,
no.
That's it. It was on a table that you had there.
Got it.
Right.
On that special table.
Yes.
So we've split some of the milk. As you can see in front of you, we've got the curds, and we have the whey.
Ooh, curds and whey. It sounds like a nursery rhyme, I know.
You got 5 seconds. 5, 4,
Curds.
3,
Eating
two.
Little Miss Muffet sat in the top and
Yes.
eating her curds and
Yes.
wait, yes!
Here's the
Woohoo!
50 randjes for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, there you
Thank
go.
you.
So
Thank
there you
you.
go. You got your curds, you got your whey. So we want the curds. And what do you do with the whey? You give it to Raoul de
Protein
Mornay.
shake, eh?
You give it to Raoul de
Chana.
Mornay. You can make his protein shake out of it. It's whey. It's got protein in there. Don't throw it away. So you got your bowl, you got your cloth, you've got your ladle, you got the pot. I'm gonna stir. Keep on stirring.
You're gonna keep your stir.
And then
You
guys
always
can
stir
work
the
on-
pot. It's amazing. You're doing the right job.
I'm doing the right thing. There we go.
Okay, I'm going to swap with you. Let's go.
In little swapsies.
All right?
Okay, I mean, Clem's done this whole job already. You're essentially going to be pouring this into that. I mean, if you want to, you can also use a strainer and, kind of do that.
See, that's
It's
for the
not like,
guests. So it looks more like fancy for the guests.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm
No,
like,
I mean,
oh, what you doing,
so you can
Gabby?
just actually more that you can now see this process of the ricotta, which we're going to now put into our cheesecloth. Or if you just have a nice piece of linen at home. Not like a sheet, obviously, like let's not be silly. Like a small piece of
Yes,
linen.
I mean, this is why it's called the cheesecloth. This took me years to discover. I'm like, why is it called the cheesecloth? Next thing you know, I'm watching a food channel, and they're like, hey, let's get the cheesecloth and make ricotta. I'm like, oh, that's
Okay.
why it's called the cheesecloth.
Could you use a
Yeah.
Swalco's?
I feel like you could use a Swalco's, maybe, right?
Should we try
But it's
that?
got to be a clean Swalco's
No,
because
please.
yeah,
let's-
Please,
because you have to
please.
get the Swalco's out of that. It has to be out of the box, man. Otherwise, it's not
There's
going to
some,
work
yeah,
out well.
there's still
But-
some in there, but I'm
Is
going
this-
to start with this.
But essentially what you're looking for
Here
is
it
a type
comes.
of cloth that let the liquid through and hold the curds back.
So you're saying you could use one of those disposable blue cloths that come in the roll?
Do not use that. Okay, you don't want to use a fibrous cloth because you don't want the fibers to stick into your cheese.
Sis.
There's sus again? That's two susses so far.
It's being appalled this morning by statements coming through this kitchen.
Okay, and this is the real art of it because
This is it.
yeah, I love this part because this part it's the magic of opening the cloth.
There is something quite magical.
There's that magic of it, like, oh, well, you got cheese now, and you can use it for anything. And at what stage do you start? I mean, I know that the purists love ricotta as it is, but what stage would you start adding your flavors to it? I mean, sometimes people like to
Yes.
throw some olives in there. or
Yeah,
throw
like your
something.
lemon zest, like if you want to make it
Yes.
more like of a sweeter ricotta, that kind of vibe.
Wow.
Your fresh thyme can also go really beautiful with this as well.
Okay, well, you know what? We've got 3 sessions of our Culinary Hotline Bling today, and I just wanted to make sure that you can see the opening of said cloth before we do another recipe for you. Here it
Yes,
comes. I'm
we are-
swapping with you again. Show me.
Yeah, we are doing a beautiful, actually.
And this is what we're
risotto
waiting for.
today.
ExpressoShow.com if you want to get any of the steps, including the recipe. And remember, 063-408-8863. If you have any questions, we are happy to answer. The chefs are in the
Oh,
kitchen
yes.
for you, and that's the
Creamy.
magic. That's the magic right there. And I am in. Can I taste it?
Please do.
Yes, please.
Please do.
I'd like to taste
I think there's nothing like fresh,
Okay.
still slightly warm ricotta.
Absolutely.
You have no idea. Okay, now I'm thinking about recipe ideas. Some of them we are going to do for you a little later. So, ExpressoShow.com, make your own ricotta, take pictures, get us a video as well, ask questions, 063-408-8863. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Another 2 options for you when it comes to Culinary Hotline Bling. Ding, ding, ding.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, you're on S3. And of course, earlier we made the easiest and most delicious ricotta cheese. You can do it too. I hope you've gone to ExpressoShow.com to get the recipe and the method. And now we have 2 authentic Italian recipes lined up for you. Chef Clem and Gabriella San Giorgio are here to make sure you are guided beautifully. The first one is Gabriella's family favorite, fennel and ricotta risotto. Remember, say ricotta risotto. If you want to calm down before an exam, ricotta risotto. And now joining in on the conversation is also just a phenomenal person, and that's you on WhatsApp. 063-408-8863. In fact, we've got some questions. Let's start off with you, Roxy. I'm sorry, Roxy. Like, I wanted to hear you. I feel like mental telepathy. You wanted to know how to make the ricotta. I got you. Don't worry about it. ExpressoShow.com. Look how I answered that. Wonderful.
Wow.
Who's next? Yes. Okay, no problem. I apologize. We wanted to play you the voice notes, though. They're actually on my phone, so I'll listen to them later and then ask the chefs. But for now, please keep it coming. Right, let's go to this. We are going to do something that is the bane of anybody's existence who has been part of a cooking show. It has been so tough for many people. If you don't have a lot of time, it is risotto. Gabriella,
Yes.
help.
Okay.
That's all.
So, risotto, it's all about 4 parts of being really important.
Yes?
And the rest is just about stirring. That's it. I promise.
Just, are you sure? Because I know that people have these things
It's
and
weird.
sometimes
It's a weird, like,
Yeah.
it's hard. And you know why? It's because people think it's so much time that you're standing over the stove, which, yes, to a point, but it's like, there's just 4 parts. We're going to start with the base, though, which is in Italian, it's called a soffritto.
Yes.
And what that is finely chopped celery, your onion. Today we're using shallots, though, because I just prefer them a bit sweeter, and your garlic.
So soffritto and in France it's mirepoix, basically.
Yes.
Okay, so it's
I
there's a
didn't actually
connection.
know that.
Oh.
I just clicked like I acted like I...
No, but you
I
did
was like-
know that. Okay, no, that's right. Chef Clem knows.
You know.
He knows everything. That's why we're here. Okay, so now we start with soffritto.
We're going to start with the soffritto, and I'm going to put the stove on.
And this
I got you.
Caleb's going to help
Yeah,
me.
that's I told you, he knows everything. That's why we're
And
here.
Clem, can you actually put this one on for me as well,
Sure
if you don't
thing.
mind? Because what we're doing today is a beautiful caramelized fennel and our homemade ricotta risotto. So I'm going to do them at the same time.
All right.
We've got our finely chopped fennel, and we've got some olive oil. So pretty much we're going to allow this to kind of caramelize. So I'm going to add some olive oil to both of our pots.
This is getting exciting because the thing is you're using fennel.
Oh, love fennel.
And this is... And the reason why I like fennel, I feel like it's kind of underutilized because
Absolutely.
it's got such a great flavor profile to it that
Yes.
it kind of sneaks into every bite that you have of the meal that you cook with it. And this is why fennel is, I feel like it's
delicious.
underused, you know.
No, absolutely. And the things what we're doing today is we're caramelizing. It's got a bit of a sweetness, which it just pairs so well with the ricotta. So pretty much our soffritto base, I got our fennel going over here, which is very simple. It's olive oil, it's fennel, got some chopped garlic here, and some seasoning.
And-
Simple.
Already, the smells already. Like, this is the smell that you want to smell on a Sunday morning waking up or what you want to offer the entire household.
Yes.
There's a real great nostalgia to it as well. There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but
No,
I think perhaps it's
yeah.
like that. But while you guys are doing that, we actually got the voice notes back up. Yay! So let's start off. Roxy, you were first. I want to hear you now.
Good morning, Expresso show, my favorite show in the whole wide world. My favorite Italian dish would have to be lasagna with extra cheese. Yum.
Yes, please. Thank you. I'd have 5 portions. Thanks a lot. Also, next one up. Now we can hear you, Ursula.
Good morning, guys. I have fresh cream that expired, but I make ricotta cheese from that.
She's got...
Oh, my word. Okay, so hold on. Let's talk about this. Fresh cream that is expired, she makes ricotta from it. How's that for
So that's
utilizing?
almost like a sour cream.
Yeah. And the thing about cream nowadays is it takes quite a lot for cream to go sour.
That's true.
It'll start thickening for quite a while. And it's weird to say, but cream can last in your fridge for like a month. It'll just
I've
keep on
noticed the
thickening.
same.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
If it's a bit sour, if it's too sour for you to actually taste and it kind of puts you off, then no. If it's got a tang that you're actually fine with and you can still handle the tang, yes. And then just mix it with some milk and then add your acid to that and you'll split
Wow.
it. You'll get more flavor profile in your ricotta. If the cream has discolored, toss it.
Yeah.
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 That's where it gets a bit dangerous. Okay. Well, I love that. You know, for a guy that's surname is Wasty, I don't like wasting.
Right.
So I like it when I can use the stuff in my fridge. And I think that if your fridge is set at the right temperature and you set your cream back far enough, then
Lucas,
it'll
come with
last.
the tips. I love that.
No, but you know everything. I'm
Yeah.
just here to help. So,
In theory,
Yes.
when we have time, you want this to cook for about 15 minutes. With the
okay.
lid on, you want it to have a bit of a sweat time, but obviously for us, for the sake of
All right.
showing things.
All right.
We've now been cooking this beautifully, and now we are going to add the risotto. This is where people get stressed. They're like, oh, the rice, what do I do with this stuff? And
I think it's you know,
so
because
simple.
I feel like people get confused between the rice. I mean, arborio is like the one that...
That's the main one.
that
It's
you'd
probably the
use,
most
right?
affordable one. If you want to go a bit fancier, there's a
Yeah.
rice called carnaroli, which is also a risotto rice.
Yes.
It's also really beautiful. Slightly more, not that much more expensive. It's probably like maybe 10 or 20 rand more
Okay.
per per 500 grams.
All right.
But essentially what we're doing now is we are now slightly frying our rice.
So that's the little part where I think a
people
lot
like
of
this
people
stress.
kind of fall short in terms of
Yes.
confidence.
Absolutely.
This part, because you don't want to take this part too far.
No, you don't.
Because that's going to mess up your texture. So
Yes.
how do we get the balance right? I think that's the big part here.
So for me, it's about a minute. You want it to start getting that slightly, like not even golden, just that slightly discolor.
All right.
You don't want it golden, you want it just a little bit. And also this recipe is a great risotto bianco recipe or a white risotto. You can use it for any flavoring. If you want to do fennel like we're doing today, if you want to do tomato, you know, it's a great base recipe for you to add on to do whatever you want to do. So I can hear that it's starting to fry, which is
Yes.
excellent. And now, this is like obviously my favorite part of the meal. We've got some white wine. Please note for anyone that doesn't drink, this gets cooked out.
Okay.
It just creates this really beautiful aroma and taste. You see, we're gonna fry the wine, so it's literally giving flavor without having alcohol. The alcohol now is being cooked out.
Perfect.
For anyone that's worrying about that.
So this part as well, we need to have a conversation about stock.
Stock, yes. We're using obviously a veg stock today.
Veg stock, because that's where we're going. Chicken stock works as well.
Chicken stock can work as well, absolutely.
You know, there's a bunch of different stocks, but the thing that this part over here is another pressure point for many people is
Yes.
that what stock do you use? Because a lot of people would pull out their drawer and say, can I just throw a couple of sachets into with some hot water and have the stock there?
Yes.
Do I get the one that's in the carton, you know, chop the corner and pour it in? So in terms of stock, what's the preference if you want to get maximum flavor out of this?
I mean, look, I at home personally use a really good quality stock cube. It's easier, it's got a long shelf life, and
Okay.
I mean, I get a really beautiful one, like that's imported from Italy. So, and they're not that expensive. So, I mean, I'm happy with that. You can also get liquid
plug.
stock. It's very much what you have in your pantry. I personally am very happy with the stock cube. And like obviously, like if you're doing a porcini risotto,
Yes.
you would do a porcini stock cube. You know,
Okay.
and if you wanted to do like a meat-based one or a fish one, you obviously use a shellfish one or
All
a
right.
chicken one. Today, we are using veggies. So pretty much now my wine has been cooked out, okay? Now is when we start with the stock.
And this is it. So this is
This
where
is the
how much do you
process.
put in? How long do you wait until you put in more? This is where I'd love for you to take us through. Like we are
and I'm
proper
spitting.
on a mat in grade 2 listening to story time. Help us here.
So it's about a ladle.
Yes.
I mean, obviously I'm using a jug now, but about a ladle at a time.
Okay.
You stir it, and now we're gonna also bring our heat a little bit lower, please, if you don't mind, more on a simmer. Because we don't want it to cook too quickly, because then it's gonna have too much of a bite. And now you keep on stirring until your liquid has evaporated.
And you don't let it evaporate too much because
No,
obviously
because then
you
you
want
s-
the stickage
yes.
at the bottom. So
And it starts frying the rice again.
yes, so I think the way I gauge it is kind of when when your spoon moves
Yes.
swiftly around, you're still on the right track. I think when you start getting a couple of bumps in the road, then you know you're going too far or your heat is too high.
Yes.
And this is also why we don't wash. This is the one time we don't wash our rice before
You
cooking
don't
it,
wash your
Yes.
rice.
because you want to keep that
You want the
starch,
starch.
inside the pot.
Absolutely.
And that's what gives it the viscosity of that.
The viscosity.
Oh, that's a word. It's a good word. No, but it's a good
Oh,
word
thank
to
you.
use for this.
Did I say a good word? Right, yes, the viscosity of the beautiful risotto, the sauciness is quite important. I love that. Remember, we're going to try and break this down
Yes.
on expressoshow.com for you and make sure that you can try it. I think that it's so important for you to do so. Presentation-wise, if I were to fast forward over here,
Yes, so...
the leeks versus the risotto, the assembly of it, just so that we can just fast forward there.
Absolutely. So our fennel is looking beautiful. We can actually turn that off now. I'm happy with that. It looks good. It looks gorgeous. So pretty much now, halfway through our stock, once that process is halfway,
Yes.
you're going to add your fennel in.
Okay, that's where it goes in.
Stir it in. Once this is finished, you taste a bit of your risotto. You're happy with the seasoning. You're happy with the crunch. Not the crunch. You don't want it to be crunchy. You're happy with the texture.
So is there any hacks for that? Like, is it the
It's
test,
just
the
it's
pinch
tasting
test,
it.
or
And
the
so
taste?
you want it to be al dente.
Okay.
So it's still got to chew. But it's also like if you're someone that just prefers a little bit overcooked, which I really hope you don't, you know, then
Eliminated.
Yeah, I don't know. Then
we
it's
also need a
over.
conversation. But the next final, most important part of a risotto, you then turn your heat off. You're happy with the rice. You then add your parmesan. We've got our ricotta. We've got us a little bit of butter.
Yes.
And some lemon juice and fresh lemon zest if you like lemon zest. A little bit of parsley. You then give it a quick stir and put the lid on. Leave it leave it for 2-3 minutes. Go get the plates, go to the bathroom because you've been stirring a pot for half an hour. You know, just do whatever you need to do. Do not lift that lid because that cheese then just like does a magical thing of getting into the rice. And then you're going to serve your risotto with, if you want to keep a little bit of fennel on the side for just full plating, a little bit of those herby tops of fennel on top.
Gabriela, this is a masterclass in the risotto. I'm good. Chef Clem's never been this quiet before because he's listening too. Remember, any questions, 063-408-8863. And there's one more culinary hotline bling coming your way very, very soon. So make sure you stand by. Any questions, we're ready to answer.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, and your final and, of course, third installment of your culinary hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting! Right, now Italian food. Beautiful, passionate, and Moorish. Now, this morning we have one more dish to try, and you're going to love this one. It's Chef Clem's favorite, and of course, we've got Gabriela San Giorgio here, so now we've got Italian favorites all together. And I must just do this disclaimer. This particular recipe may contain scenes of nudie and tastiness, strong flavors, and Moorishness. Viewer discretion is advised. Now, to get your hands on the recipe, go to expressoshow.com. Chef Clem, Gabriela, let's get nudie.
Right. So, like, very quickly, let's go to the risotto very quickly first.
Yes, please
How
do.
are we doing?
It's looking so good.
So we're going to keep on stirring?
Keep on stirring.
And it's
Just
looking...
because.
All right.
It's been 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's going to be done soon.
Okay.
Nice.
What is a nudie? Okay. So...
Well, can we say what a nudie is not first?
No.
All right.
We won't even go down that avenue.
Okay, nudie.
So, when you make a ravioli or a tortellini, you've got this beautiful filling. So sometimes, especially if you're having a lot of courses in one day, as we do, you want to lighten it a little bit because you've got like 3 other pasta courses.
Okay.
So what you do is you take that filling and you actually make the filling into a dumpling and you cook that. A nudie, so it's a naked ravioli. The skins are not on it, it's just the filling.
A naked ravioli is called a nudie.
It is.
That's
So good.
It's so good.
So great.
And it's so easy to make. So we've got this fresh ricotta that we've made. And what you do is kind of like, if it does, you know how Gabby was squeezing ricotta, squeezing that all that way? What you're going to do is put it in your bowl and then break it up a little bit. The trick to a good nudie is air and lightness, okay?
So I'm trying to focus here. Nudie,
know.
sorry, nudie the food.
I can see your eyes.
The trick is nudie the food, air and lightness. Perfect.
Air and lightness. So we're going to crumble our beautiful ricotta. Then we're going to go with some Parmesan cheese.
So you're going to add almost clothes now.
You're going to add a little substance to...
Yes, that's okay.
And some jewelry, an accent.
Ooh, I like jewelry.
Okay, there we go. A little bit of jewelry.
Okay.
And so you got 2 cheeses now, and I really like it because you get the creaminess of the ricotta and you get that like sharp umami flavor coming through from the Parmesan. And I say use the good stuff.
Yes.
Parmigiano, Reggiano, use the good stuff. And also you can add a little bit of pecorino to this with a little, like a sharper flavor, but get the Parmesan in there as well. Then eggs gonna go in, and we want just the egg yolks.
Okay.
Right?
Yolks going in.
Yolks going in. Can you add a little sprinkle of salt?
All right, so a little
As
sprinkle.
you do that, I'm gonna go lemon zest.
Yum.
But
Perfect.
when I made this the last time,
Yes.
I used spinach and mint.
Oh,
Blanch your
yes.
spinach, chop up the spinach, add it in there, mint goes in there. So you can kind of
please.
like, again, this is a canvas, and play around with it.
Yes.
Mushrooms, porcinis, anything can go in there. So give it a good...
peas as well.
Yes, I did
Yes.
peas as well, yes.
Delicious. Oh,
And it's super
Summery.
light. It's super light. And
Yeah.
I like that because you can eat quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
And you can find a substitute for flour and then make it low carb.
absolutely.
So that's the...
I'm fascinated because I'm legit going to try this. So this is why this is so beautiful. I'm looking forward to the... wow. You know, while you're mixing that through, I just want to listen to a couple of voices. We've been asking about Italian foods and what their favorites are. So let's start with Tashrik.
Good morning, Expresso team. My favorite Italian dish is pasta.
Well, you know what? Pasta, there's so many versions of it. And I know, like, sometimes you just love pasta. It doesn't matter what form, just give me pasta. I got you so much. Like, I get it. And then Adrian, next one.
Hi, good morning, Expresso. My favorite Italian dishes are pizza and spaghetti bolognese.
Yay! I can feel the bolognese.
Do you want a challenge? Do you want a challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me.
Okay, Gabby, 3 Italian dishes. Go.
As in right now.
Right now.
Pizza, pasta, risotto.
Okay, Carl. 3 types of pasta. Go.
Ravioli, spaghetti, and linguine.
That was too easy. Okay.
Chef Clem.
Yes.
All right. 3 Italian dishes that do not include pasta.
They do not include pasta. Okay, we said risotto, arancini, and then we have salt and vodka.
There we go. Yo, that's it. Whoa, it made you tired. That was I like these kitchen games we play in Culinary Hotline. This is the best.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is once you get it all together, and you don't have to like overwork it, but you want to be able to, if you do grip it into your hand, you want to be able to shape it. And it should hold a shape. That's good.
Yes.
You want to see little specks of the white of the ricotta, and you want to see.
It's exciting.
That's the egg and the Parmesan cheese.
Yes.
You want to make this about 4 hours. If you're going to make it ahead of time, about 4 hours. You don't want it to sit too long. You don't want to hydrate the flour too much. You don't want too much emulsification.
So it's not like a night before thing.
No, it's not like a night before thing.
Yeah.
However, you can actually poach these the night before and then rest them on like a sheet or like on a plate with some olive oil so they don't stick. They love sticking together.
Yes,
They actually love sticking to each other as well. So a little bit of olive oil definitely helps.
Okay.
I'm using this. There's a little ice cream scoop.
That is very cool.
But you could also use, let me grab a cloth. Here we go. You could also use 2 spoons, because I mean, I'm not expecting everybody to have a little ice cream scoop at home. I've got this because tomorrow I'm making nudies for 60 people. So this is going to help me tomorrow.
60 people are gonna get your nudies.
At Woolworths. Okay, so using 2 spoons, you want to kind of just like shape it. And this is the thing, you don't want uniform shape in these.
Is that a quenelle?
This is a bit of a quenelle, but let's see the little snaggly end, put on the end. Keep the snaggly end on your nudie.
So do you want the snaggly in on your nudie?
Yes.
Do you have to keep that in?
You must keep it in. You don't want it to look the same. It's going to latch onto the sauce a little differently. The thing is, if you smile, then he gets motivated and he goes on, and then he adds.
Snaggly
I'm
end
just
on
stirring my food.
So, Gabs,
what are you doing?
Gabs, you keep on stirring, and can you pop this one into the water for me?
Yes.
Okay. I do like making this for when it's big groups because you literally just get a big pot and I mean big, like a big bowl of the mixture, and then you stand next to the pot and you just shape and drop.
I mean, that's nice and easy.
That sounds like a song. Shape and drop. Shape and drop. Come on now, now shape and drop. Come on now, now shape.
Gabby knows this.
Excuse me.
Gabby knows this.
Yeah, guess what? That music video will definitely have nudies in it. Right.
As soon as your nudies come to the surface of the water, it means they're done. And you don't let it wait there. As soon as it just comes to the top, you're good. What I've got is I've got some butter over here. We're gonna make this.
So literally they rise and you take
They
them.
rise.
Okay.
And that's the perfect way to know that it's done. You don't need to like poke them, press them, none of that. If it comes to the top, you're good. Super simple recipe for a sauce. Again, we're keeping flavors nice and simple.
Yes.
I prefer salted butter. You can like do unsalted butter and just add salt to it.
Okay.
I prefer salted. You're gonna wait for this to start bubbling and just start going a little brown, okay? That's when you take it off the heat because it's gonna continue browning. To stop the browning, lemon juice, fresh lemon juice.
Didn't know that.
It stops the butter continuing to brown, but also you're gonna get that flavor, lemon butter flavor.
Yes.
We are almost there, You can actually fry the nudies in lemon butter sauce.
Okay.
I don't. I like the delicate flavor of the nudies and then the toasty lemon flavor of the butter just kind of poured over.
So in 40 seconds, I want to see a nudie in your pan. All right.
It's coming, it's happening.
Okay.
So, also very important, and Gabby can also
And I'm
comment.
having an awkward silence after you said the word.
No, I like it. You know, whenever we say nudie, you stir the risotto.
I know.
Like, just focus on the right.
It's true. It's a default. It's a default.
Mechanism.
When you season,
Okay.
we're almost there. When you
there.
season pasta water, do you season the cold water? I mean, it's not like there's a specific thing.
Yes.
How much salt do you actually add?
Like
a palm amount.
Well, it depends how much water, obviously.
Obviously.
But like, if it's a pot of water, like you're doing like a pasta for 4 people, like a palm.
Because you can definitely taste the difference when it's under.
When it's under seasoned, it's just. And like, don't you find like you can add so much salt and it still doesn't feel like it's seasoned enough, and then you're just like loading your sodium.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like the ocean. Make the ocean.
Make the ocean.
Make the ocean in the pot.
Absolutely.
But okay, so you know what? we're going to have to make sure that you go to expressoshow.com. I want you to grab the recipe. We've covered so many. We've covered the ricotta. We've had so many great journeys. The risotto is another one we did today. And then, of course, we wrapped it up with the best thing ever, which is a bit of nudies on your TV, on your Feel Good Breakfast show. If you want to get any of the recipes that you saw today, of course, go to expressoshow.com. To Chef Clem, to Gabriela San Giorgio, thank you so much for joining us. And while we get the nudies into our pan and do our thing, make sure you try it. And if you are successful, post it up there on our socials or send it through to us via WhatsApp. We want to see that this culinary hotline is definitely working for you. If you fail at any of the recipes, you can keep those pictures to yourself. Anyway, have a lovely morning. And remember, grab these ingredients and go for it. We'd love to see you try.